Мир вам, братья и сестры. Благодарность Господу, что могли прийти на это место. Слава Ему, что могли подкрепиться этой духовной пищей, чтобы было во славу Ему, чтобы мы упразднились в этом знании, чтобы мы могли знать больше о Боге. Слава Ему. Я бы хотел поговорить пару поинтов, которые Господь положил на сердце. И это будет записано в Матфея 25 глава, 14 стиха по 30. Это известная история, когда Иисус говорил об этой истории, this parable that Jesus gave, and I'll be reading from 14 to 30. I'll read it in Russian. Итак, бодрствуйте, потому что не знаете ни дня, ни часа, в который придет Сын Человеческий. Ибо Он поступит, как человек, который отправился в чужую страну, призвал рабов своих и поручил им имение свое. И одному дал он 5 талантов, другому 2, иному 1, каждому по его силе, и тотчас отправился. Получивший 5 талантов пошел, употребил их в дело и приобрел другие 5 талантов. Точно так же и получивший 2 таланта приобрел другие 2. Получивший же 1 талант пошел и закопал его в земле и скрыл серебро господина своего. Что мы видим, как эти servants, эти рабы, эти слуги этого господина, что мы видим, как они по-разному думали, они по-разному считали, как приобрести эти 5 талантов или 2 таланта. Ну, один слуг, он не почитал это хорошее и пошел и закопал в землю. Так и мы можем быть, что Господь, когда Он дает нам эти хорошие таланты, или когда мы получаем, и оно может быть по-разному, кому-то больше, кому-то меньше, но это не зависит, потому что из этого мало мы можем приобрести больше. Как мы видим, 5 талантов одному дал, 2 таланта другому дал, и первому дал только 1. Но он не видел, что это малое может приобрести в большее. И как мы видим, что это можно приобрести, что Господь может дать нам мало или много. Но Он сверхсилы не дает, потому что Он знает, сколько мы можем потянуть. And I just want to say in English, God is not going to give you more than what you can bring. And as we see in this parable of Jesus, that what are you going to bring to the table of what God has given you a little over? Because when it says from verse 21, «Господин, скажа ему, сказал, хорошая, добрая и верный раб, в малом ты был верен, над многим тебя поставлю, войди в радость Господня твоего». И мы видим, что он был верен, этот раб, он был верен в малом, и он умножил и принес этому господину. И он сказал, хорошо, верный раб. And the next spot, I just want to read Matthew 7. It will be 16 till 20. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs, or thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewed down and cast into fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. As we see, by the fruits we will know them. Of what comes into your heart, what is brought, or what we feed on, what's our source on. That's what's going to be in our heart. And what's going to be in our heart, that's what's going to flow from our heart. Because we can't be putting bad things into our heart and expecting good things to flow from it. And the same as the opposite. Verse 21 through 23 from Matthew 7. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doth the will of the Father which is in heaven. Many will say unto me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, and in the name had cast out devils, and in the name done many wonderful works? And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. And as we see, you can do the things of God. You can do the works of God and cast out devils. But Jesus said, I never knew you. And we have to be prepared. We have to be on a looking what we put into our heart. And this revelation that I got from God, or what he put into my heart, is that you can do the works of God and prophesy and cast out devils and do many wonderful works. But you can at the same time prophesy but speak negative. You can cast out devils but still live in the addictions. You can do wonderful works but still not be the good works of God. And let us be on the lookout. Let us be warned about this, that as we do, or as God gives us, that we can be prepared, that we can do the works of the Father. And I just want to read verse 24. Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and doth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And as this verse says, who's going to hear these words? Who's going to put them into action? It's like a wise man which built upon a rock. Because here in verse 25 says, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and it beat upon the house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. For when we do the works of the Father, and we put them into action, we put them into God's ways, for we are like a wise man that built upon a rock. And the opposite, verse 26, and every one that heareth these sayings of mine and doth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And what this means, that those that heard my sayings, those that things of that they heard or read, but didn't put them into perspective, didn't put them into their heart and put them into action, is like their house is built on sand. Because when we put the right foundation, which is Jesus Christ, our house is going to be strong and be strengthened. And as it says that Jesus is the cornerstone, if we don't include him in our houses of spiritual houses, it might crack, it might be destroyed by the waters, by the storms that come our way. Как многие строители отвергли краеугольный камень. And I'll go back to Matthew 24, verse 3 till 5. This is about when Jesus was coming out of the temple and his disciples were with him, and Jesus said to him, it'll be verse 2 of Matthew 24. Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be a left here on one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. Я прочитаю по-русски. Иисус сказал им, видите ли это все? Истинно говорю вам, не останется здесь на камень на камне, все будет разрушено. And after that interaction, when Jesus went upon the Mount of Olives, когда Иисус взошел на гору Илионскую, and the disciples came and they asked him, when is the time will come when all this thing will happen? And Jesus' answer is not what they predicted, is that Иисус сказал им в ответ, берегитесь, чтобы никто не прельстил вас. So when Jesus answered them, do not be deceived. But in reality, they thought they're going to get the answer, which they did, but it's a little later. But Jesus said unto them, take heed that no man shall deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and they shall be deceived. That we be founded on a good foundation of Jesus Christ, that no man or any antichrist will come our way and deceive us. Let us stay strong in the Lord, дабы наш фундамент был во Христе Иисусе, чтобы никто не пришел к нас и не соблазнил нас или прельстил нас. And I'm going to read Matthew 24, 11, 14. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. That when the false prophets are going to come, they will deceive some people, unfortunately. And because of that, of iniquity, all this abonishment, the love of many shall wax cold. Or in other words, the love of God or the love towards others will be waxed cold. In conclusion, I just want to share that I'm here to warn you, not to make you in fear or to bring you in fear, but to tell you that we got to be prepared for these times, or of this servant of the 10 talents, that what God gave you, even if it's a little bit, even if it's not what we expected, but we can make it more and produce more fruit, what God has given us. And the last verse I want to read is going to be 1 John 5:14, 15. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he will hear us. And if we know that he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petition that we desire of him. And let us be prepared of what we ask the Father, of what we ask from Jesus. He will give us what we desire, only if it's his will, and for the glory of God, that the kingdom of God be built. Да поможет нам Господь, чтобы могли стоять в вере твердо, чтобы мы не поколебались этому миру, потому что этот мир может прельстить нас, чтобы мы стояли в вере в Иисусе Христе. И как здесь этот говорит Иоанн, что то, что мы не попросим во имя Мое, я дам вам, что вы попросите. Да поможет нам Господь. За все Ему слава. Аминь.